Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Madness. Live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is going to Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. And, gentlemen, as per the usual now, or under the new guidelines, tonight we'll be covering NXT. We do have an NXT deadline that we're also going to be previewing. Plus, we also will be previewing the Thursday night football game that also will be going on Amazon Prime Video. That will be tomorrow night. So, we're just going to dive into NXT right now. Started it off with the last chance for the women for Iron Survivor. It was Jada Parker, Cora Jade, Kalani Jordan, and Ren Sinclair, the winner of the bout, in 8 minutes and 16 seconds and solidifying her spot into Iron Survivor. Ren Sinclair. She pulls off the major upset to win it. And, well, give a thanks to Lola Vice. So, what happened was in the match, there was a mad scramble. Jada Parker was standing tall. Lola came out to try to get Jada, and she tried that back fist that she does. The back fist hit Ren Sinclair. She fell on top of Cora Jade, who was already down. And the next thing you know, the referee's counting 1, 2, 3 because Jada Parker got pulled out of the ring to get into a brawl with Lola Vice, and Kalani Jordan just was too late to get to break up the pin. Ren Sinclair literally slips out the back door to Iron Survivor. No pun intended. Yes, that's a Gorilla reference, but she literally slipped through the back door and she's in Iron Survivor. Oh my God, what an upset. Biggest win of her career. Upset of the year. Nobody had her winning this. But she won it. 2.5 to 3 stars is the rating. Anthony Florio, well. Look who's got to Iron Survivor.
Unreal. I'll give you my thoughts on that in just a moment. 2.5 to 3 stars. I agree with the rating. In the chaos of the final stretch of this match, Lola Vice accidentally knocked out Ren Sinclair with a spinning back fist that was intended for Jada Parker. Ren Sinclair then fell onto Cora Jade for the pinfall and the win. This was solid, chaotic action that allowed everyone involved to get their shots. The wild ending protected everyone involved in the result. Ren Sinclair winning. It would have been easy to call either Kalani Jordan or Cora Jade winning this match. And heck, I had either Kalani Jordan or Cora Jade winning this match. Or you could have made an argument for Jada Parker, despite her feud with Lola Vice still running strong. So Sinclair winning was a genuine shock. As good as she has been in her role, Ren Sinclair is stepping into the Iron Survivor Challenge on Saturday night with 4 dangerous women who will certainly make her life difficult. However, she can break out if she can keep up with Julia, Stephanie Vacour, Zarya, and Sol Ruca. It is more likely she will be one taking the falls, though. She's going to be the fall girl in this one. And then after officials stopped the brawl, Jada Parker headed back to the ring to demand a match with Lola Vice. She wanted the underground match right then and there. But then Ava came out and said, yes, you two will have your underground match, just not tonight. It'll be Saturday night at Deadline. And we'll get into that in a little bit. And then Lola knocked out Jada Parker with a spinning back fist after the announcement. So, man, a lot to unpack here, but shock and awe. They went for the surprise win for Ren Sinclair. I had her as the long shot in this match. She's definitely the long shot in Iron Survivor. When you're going up against, a rising star in Sol Ruca, And of course, the three-headed monster of Julia, Stephanie Vacour, and Zarya. Yeah, good luck to Ren Sinclair. That's all I'm gonna say on that. If she wins this, oh my god, that would be an even bigger upset.
Dude, that gives her a shot.
I say upset of the century.
Upset of the century, but also that gives her a guaranteed shot at Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title at New Year's Evil.
Yep.
Think about that.
That's what's at stake. That's what's at stake. So, it could happen, but if I'm going to be honest with you, I do not see it happening. I'll elaborate more when we get on when we do the preview. But this is 2.5 to 3. Surprise result. Like I said, I had it between Kalani Jordan or Cora Jade, but for Ren to get it, wow, biggest win of her career. Could it lead to an even bigger win on Saturday night? Maybe, but if I'm being honest, I don't see it. So, not much more to say here. Michael Bullock, 2.5 to 3. Be honest. Nobody had Ren Sinclair, not even you.
I certainly didn't. I mean, I don't think
Kalani
anybody
or
had.
Cora.
I don't think anybody had Ren Sinclair on their bingo cards. If I'm going to be quite honest,
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking, yeah, the same thing. It was either going to be Kalani Jordan or Cora Jade, and yeah, and all it took was that situation with Lola Vice and Jada Parker, and like you said, Jada Parker hitting Ren Sinclair. She fell down on Cora Jade, and luck was on Ren Sinclair's side. And now she's going to Deadline. Do I think Ren Sinclair's going to win? I don't think so. It's going to be a long uphill battle. I mean, because like you said, look at who you're in the ring with. You're going to be with another up and comer Sol Ruka, and then that three-headed monster of Julia, Stephanie Vacour, and Zarya. Yeah, good luck with that, Ren. You're gonna need a lot of luck on that in this match. I mean, yeah, and you saw Cora Jade backstage. I mean, she was complaining to Stevie and Mr. Stone, thinking that the decision should be reversed and she should be the one going to it. But Stevie said, "Hey, it's a fatal four-way. Anything goes."
Yeah, no DQ.
That's the thing that Cora Jade should have realized, but who's going to tell crazy Cora Jade that? Certainly not me. So, 2.5 to 3 for this match here. So, nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
You know who's going to have the biggest bone to pick over this moment? Kalani Jordan. Think about it. You literally, how do you react to that moment? Like, you were a second too late from breaking up that pin. I don't think you realized until it was already too late. You saw the look on her face. It's like, did that just really happen? Like, what? I mean, first, you can't say anything for Cora. You ate the pin. You got nothing to say on this one, sister. For Jada Parker, look, you got pulled out, so you couldn't break the pin. There's nothing you could do. Kalani's the one that, if there's one person who's probably pissed off over this whole situation,
that she was robbed.
It's Kalani Jordan.
She was robbed.
Because she was stone cold robbed from the moment. What? Like, I get it. Lola Vice has a beef with
Jada
Parker. But because of because of that moment, because of Lola interjecting herself into that match where she had no business to, she went for the back fist to basically knock her out, but she hits Ren Sinclair by mistake, and that's how Ren gets herself into Iron Survivor. If there's any woman who's got a bone to pick over this, it's Kalani Jordan more than anybody else.
Yeah, Cora Jade, you have no say.
Cora's
You have
got no standing whatsoever. And Jada could say, well, I got screwed over because,
because Lola stuck her nose where it didn't belong.
Because Lola pulled me out of the ring after that happened. Because you saw after she hit the backfist, she grabbed her legs and pulled her right out. And they started that brawl. So
and like Florio said, what led to what happened afterwards when Lola Vice called out Jada Parker again and wanted to do the underground match, but Ava said, "You're gonna get it, but not tonight.
Yep,
it's gonna be at Deadline.
Yep, you gotta wait till Saturday." So, oh boy.
So yeah, I'm with you, Fletch. I think Kalani Jordan is the one who has the bigger gripe.
Yeah.
I mean, Cora Jade, you have no gripe as far as I'm concerned. That's just your crazy little self thinking that
over spilt milk on that one.
Yeah, and probably thinking that this is a conspiracy theory against her.
But you also got to think about it also this way: if you are Roxanne Perez, you just lost one of your biggest allies because
she just lost her meal ticket.
Exactly, because that's the other thing in this whole situation. Cora Jade, Roxanne was probably leaning on Cora to get in that match to neutralize the Power 3. Because I think, real honestly and true, well, no, because I think she could take out Sol Ruca. Roxanne could beat Sol Ruca. But Zaria, Stephanie Valcour, Julia, pick your poison. Any one of those three could be the NXT Women's Champion. You know that, I know that, and Florio knows that.
I think everybody around the world knows it.
Yeah. So what's the one thing that she wants to do? What's the one thing she needs in order to keep that title around? Take out the threats. Take out the competition. Take down
by
Zaria.
Any means necessary.
Take down Stephanie Valcour. Take down Julia. You don't want to face any one of those three. If you get Sol Ruca, all right, Sol Ruca might give you a threat, but I don't see her winning the NXT Women's title. Not yet. But Stephanie Valcour, oh my God, put the belt on that baby girl by the ethos. Please.
Whatever Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade had planned, those plans got thrown out the window.
Exactly. Because that's why she was throwing the hissy fit. Because she knows whatever the plan was just blew up. But again, you are the one that got pinned. You were the one that was laying down looking at the lights for the 1, 2, 3. You never kicked out. There's nothing we can say about that.
You have no right. So you have no right to complain, Cora Jade.
Sorry, baby girl. I mean, you look, you're beautiful. You're amazing. I'm glad you're back in the ring, but you got no arguments on this one, sister. You got nothing. You got no evidence.
Zippo. Absolutely nothing.
You got nothing. Like I said, the only one who maybe has a legitimate fight is Kalani Jordan. And trust me, if you've been watching her social media, she is not happy. She is mad that she just got robbed out of that moment.
And I'll say one more thing, Fletch. I'll say one more thing. If Cora Jade's got a problem with the three of us saying that she has no right to be to have any arguments, I dare her to come on this show and make your case. Make your case, because we will shut you down immediately.
Well, I don't think, you know what? I hope we get the traction. I don't know if anybody knows WWE's publicists or who we got to go through. If we got to talk to NXT, we don't know if we can do this where we could get the chain of command to. I would welcome Cora Jade to the show. I would. Like, honest to God, I would. I would welcome any NXT superstar to this show. If we get that kind of following where we could get a Cora Jade on this show,
that would break the internet.
Oh my God, that would be the greatest moment of my life. That would be the greatest moment of our lives.
But to be honest with you, Fletch, it's a major long shot.
Yeah, I know that. Don't you realize that? Look,
I think we all know it.
I'm fortunate enough that I have good enough connections in the wrestling world that I was able to do some interviews with RWA guys.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can go that next level and get an NXT star, come on, man. The sky is the limit at that point. But I digress.
Exactly.
All right. So with that said, let's move on. We're sorry we're taking a little too much time. We'll clean it up now. Next up, we got was the tag team battle royale. When it was all said and done, no quarter catch crew won it all. They get the shot at the tag team titles. Unfortunately, I don't have a time, Anthony. Let's just talk about it as a full segment. But it's a great night for no quarter catch crew. Rand Sinclair wins and gets Women's Iron Survivor, and now they just won, and now they get a shot at the NXT Tag Team titles.
Big night for the No Quarter Catch crew, indeed. You thought it couldn't get any better than Ren Sinclair getting that lucky win in the Iron Survivor, but wow, you follow that up with Bourne and Heights winning the Tag Team Battle Royale. The time I have is 14 minutes and 43 seconds.
All right, run it.
I went out but then again, I have conflicting. 1443, 1444. It's basically right around that area. So,
all right.
So base it off of that. So, as is per the norm around here, battle royales, regardless of whether they're singles battle royales or tag team battle royales, they're always tricky to rate. I will not lie about that. But when it comes to the rating for this, NXT has done the work to sell the depth of this tag team division through weekly brawls, even if real matches would have helped that cause. This battle royal was worked with the same chaotic energy as those melees, with a heavy dose of punches and kicks. Yoshiki Inamura stood out early as a dominant force with multiple eliminations, but he was taken out during the commercial break. The energy of this match went through the roof in the final three, with a trio of fresh teams represented. Lucy and Price especially took advantage of the spotlight with a fiery run. In the end, Miles Bourne pulled out, and there is a real chance No Quarter Catch crew will win the tag team championship at Deadline, since Nathan Frazier and Axiom's attention will be divided on Saturday night. Hank and Tank were the best built tag team for this moment, but No Quarter Catch crew has the credibility to run with the titles. It would be nice to see Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights with a real spotlight here. Frazier and Axiom watched this closely, and Axiom was having trouble focusing with his last chance qualifier coming up. Tyson DuPont was the first man eliminated and shook hands with Hank Walker afterward, despite Hank and Tank taking him out. OTM threw Channing Stacks Lorenzo onto a pile of men outside, causing the family to be the first team fully eliminated. In the final six, Gallus and Hank and Tank were the only teams left fully represented. Tyreek Igwe was later eliminated by Hank and Tank as well, and he distracted Hank until he was eliminated. And then later in the night, Charlie Dempsey told all of No Quarter Catch crew that the group had impressed him on the night with their wins, and rightfully so. I'm going to give this in excess of 3.5 stars for the effort here. A very good battle royale with another surprising outcome. And hey, it's a fresh team, and I'll have more on that when we do our previews. So 3.5 stars for me. So Michael Bullock, what a night for the No Quarter Catch crew. Ren Sinclair backdoors her way into the Women's Iron Survivor match. And now Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights, biggest win of their careers, and it could lead to an even bigger win on Saturday night. They have a legitimate chance to win the tag team championships from Frazier and Axiom because of their tension.
Yeah, I mean, it could possibly happen because, like you said, I mean, with the whole thing with the tension with Frazier and Axiom, so we'll see what happens. What did you give this match, Florio?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. 3.5 stars is my rating for the match.
All right. Yeah, I'll give this about 3.5 as well. So, yeah. There's really nothing more for me to say. I mean, this could be it could be a big night for one part of the No Quarter Catch crew. So we'll see what happens. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind, history could be made. That is definitely within the range, and nothing more to add there. 3.5 stars, great matchup, big win. Nothing more to add, and we just move right on along. Next up, we had was Eric Bischoff. Yep, he was back. He cut it a promo, interrupted. Actually, he brought out Ridge Holland, then brought out Trick Williams, and well, it did not end well for Trick. Jumped by Ridge Holland, and he got carted out of the arena, stretchered out, sent to a hospital, and now the NXT Championship fight is now in jeopardy. We might not even have it coming up because of the injuries that he suffered. Michael Bullock, wow. That happened. As Anthony Floyd would like to say, all of a sudden now the NXT title is in limbo. We might not even have a fight. I don't know.
The thing is, later on in the night, Fletch, I mean, as Stone and Stevie were FaceTiming Ava, and Ava said she heard from Trick and said that he's adamant to that he will defend that title. So
okay.
So, but the thing is, will he be 100%? That's the thing. My guess is probably not. I mean, you don't recover quickly from a vicious DDT right onto the announce table.
Yeah.
You don't recover that quickly. So, but I think the thing is, Trick Williams doesn't want Ridge Holland to be handed that title. He wants him to earn it. And that's why he's adamant to defend the title. So I'm sure he'll be there. How effective will he be? We're going to have to wait and find out come Saturday night. So, I mean, this was a really good promo. Good to see Eric Bischoff back. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, I mean, so Trick Williams will be there. The question is, will he be 100%? I say no. What says you?
I don't think so. I mean, if you saw the destruction, if you saw what Ridge Holland did, that was bad. That looked bad, to say the very least. And it also got me a little concerned for Trick Williams.
Some would probably say, "Whoa, Ridge, you need to tone it down some because you have a big title fight, and now it may not happen." But you may have costed yourself the match.
Not necessarily. They could always reschedule the fight. But the thing is that if you're Ridge Holland, you don't care. Because because what he's probably looking for is to win the title by forfeit to basically solidify himself as the most dominant badass heel. And he did it. Because a lot of people are not happy with him because of what he did. So we'll see, but my goodness, what a match it's going to be. We'll talk about it later on in the evening, but man alive, it was good to see Eric Bischoff. It was a really good segment. There was nothing amazing or spectacular about it, but it served its purpose. But the beatdown was shocking. It was nice, and for what we saw, that was oh man, that's all I can say about it. There's really nothing more to add. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Before Eric Bischoff introduced his guests, he compared NXT to WCW. Last month, NXT stood in comparison to ECW. Marketing the silver and black brand next to these upstart companies feels somewhat disingenuous. WWE cannot hold a revolution under its own banner, but this is not an uncommon practice for hyping NXT. Still, even if the comparisons are unwarranted, the marketing may be working this time around. Bischoff's appearance was its own marketing tactic. The heat of this segment was Trick and Holland trading shots and then blows, and Bischoff did nothing to stir the pot before the physical exchange. Despite all of that, this worked, though it could have been better. Holland ending Chase U was barely a thought in this back and forth when it should have been the central topic. The challenger injuring the champion days before deadline makes him look like a true threat to Trick. The champion is still the favorite, but NXT has created a worthy challenger. Holland kept bringing up his win over Trick in the ECW arena, acting like his win was a definitive one. And then, obviously, Trick had to be stretchered out after Rich Holland's Redeemer. And then Sarah Schreiber advised that Trick was taken to a local hospital with general manager Ava in the ambulance. And Ava would not commit to the implications for deadline at that moment, although she did say later on that Trick was still insisted on having the match. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that come Saturday night. But great to see the boss, though. Great to see Eric Bischoff back. That's a close to home for me because we all know, and MF, we talked about this on last week's show. I still to this day consider Eric Bischoff the greatest general manager in the history of Monday Night Raw. Although Adam Pearce is definitely making a run for that right now with the great job he's been doing. But anyways, solid segment. It worked, but it could have been better. Even though it was great to see Eric Bischoff, though, a close to home moment for me, being the Raw guy that I've always been and will be. So
yeah.
So not much more to say here. And now we move on to some women's action, and let's just say this revolves around a certain Ashanti the Adonis.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, just as a sidebar, Anthony, you're absolutely right. We've always known how much you loved Eric Bischoff as GM. For me, personally, I'm on the debate because it's between Stephanie McMahon and Teddy Long for the greatest SmackDown general manager. It's kind of 1A, 1B, maybe slight edge to Stephanie, but Teddy Long is like right there. Even though Nick Aldis is definitely doing a great job on SmackDown as well. So I mean, there's some other guys there. There's also Daniel Bryan, who also was a general manager, that did a great job. So I mean, SmackDown's got a few GMs that you could easily say, like, this person did a great job. This person did a great job. Where on Raw, yeah, Bischoff, hands down, was like probably their best one that they had at the time. So we'll see. So with that said, it was Nikita Lyons versus Carmen Petrovic. Carmen Petrovic winning the match in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Yeah, Ashanti the Adonis tried to help Carmen, got ducked by Nikita, and that helped Carmen get the victory. She didn't want his help, but hey, so she's like, you're it's like you're playing both sides of the fence, bro. What are you doing? I didn't need your help. I don't want your help. Get out of here. But it's the lovers quarrel thing. Yes, it's a big win for Carmen, but you can tell Carmen's done. She's done playing the games with Ashanti the Adonis. Ashanti, you better watch yourself, bro. You're playing with fire, and you're gonna get burned real soon, man, because you're playing these mind games with this baby girl, and she's getting to a point where she's just about had enough. So 1.5 stars. Not really caring too much about the lovers' quarrel, but whatever. But Anthony Florio, we could legitly say biggest win for Carmen Petrovic, because the body of work of Nikita Lyons pretty much tells you that this was somewhat of a big win for her.
Yeah. On a night of great action, this match will likely be forgotten quickly, barely going over 3 minutes. However, I thought Nikita Lyons and Carmen Petrovic had more chemistry than expected. Their similar spin kick focus allowed them to trade threatening strikes and tell a solid story of two women with similar goals. It was not an impressive performance from either, but it may be the most comfortable Nikita Lyons has looked since returning. If solo runs do not work out for them and this Adonis story falls through, Nikita Lyons and Carmen Petrovic made a solid case for a future tag team run based on their similarities. Just some food for thought. But before the match, Adonis sent flowers to Carmen, and Brinley Reese and Dion Lennox encouraged her to give him another chance. And Petrovic ducked the Lions roar just before Adonis headed out. And then Petrovic took offense to Adonis pushing her, seemingly not realizing he protected her from Lions. So you can make an argument this was probably the worst fight of the night. 1.5, teetering on 2 stars for the effort. So, yeah, massive win for Carmen Petrovic to beat someone the likes of a Nikita Lyons. Yeah, who knows? Carmen Petrovic could be one to watch for. She's got breakout potential in 2025. So that's a name in the women's division we most definitely need to keep an eye on. And who knows? Maybe sometime in 2025, she could, make a run for that Women's North American Championship. I could see her possibly being in that picture. I think she needs a little more time before she gets to the big picture. I don't think she's going to win the big belt anytime soon, but that Women's North American title, that's a possibility. I could see that happening in 2025 down the line. So 1.5 to 2, you can make an argument this was the worst fight of the night. So fun little sprint, I'll call it that. So not much more to say. Bullock, Carmen Petrovic defeating Nikita Lyons in like 3.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, 1.5 stars, and I'm with you. I think Carmen Petrovic could be a breakout star in 2025. I mean, I think maybe she could be a future Women's North American champion, but we'll see. But this was definitely a big win for her. So nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right, next up we had was this is kind of more of a return match. It was Gigi Dolan making her long-awaited in-ring return to NXT. She went up against Izzy Dane, and it was Gigi winning the match in 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Not really an amazing match, guys. It was kind of paint by numbers. It was more of a return, welcome home. So we don't really need to cover it. We will get into this, though, because this is big. This is the men's last chance Iron Survivor. This was Lexis King, Axiom, Cedric Alexander, and Eddie Thorpe. And when it was all said and done, winner of the bout, 10 minutes, 46 seconds, Eddie Thorpe goes to Iron Survivor. He gets the shot, Anthony Florio, but just as it was great that he got it, if you notice, after the show went off the air, he got jumped.
It's my favorite, a whodunit. You know how much I love whodunits. And
I think I got an idea who did this one, though. And oh, by the way, this was not from NXT. This was a little higher up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. In another chaotic last chance qualifier, Axiom hit Lexis King with a golden ratio, but Eddie Thorpe, pulling an ultimate opportunist a la Edge or Adam Copeland, threw Axiom outside and stole the pinfall. The men's Fatal 4-Way did not have the same level of interesting competitors compared to the women's bout, but that did not stop them from competing above their usual level. In particular, Eddie Thorpe stepped up to the competition, standing out despite Axiom and Cedric Alexander pulling out the flashiest moves. Eddie Thorpe needed to step up as NXT is slowly building him up. This was not a shocking win, but he was not the favorite to qualify. Thorpe's slow heel turn could allow him to become a main event talent if he can show he is worthy of that opportunity. The Iron Survivor Challenge on Saturday night will be a major test of his ability to compete at the highest level. The final field, I think, clearly leans towards a victory for Wes Lee, but this is a chaotic format that has surprised in the past. In an interview before the match, Javon Evans got a ringing endorsement from two-time WWE Hall of Famer X-Pac, who said he was rooting for him, and even brought up, when he was the 1-2-3 kid, obviously, when he got the big win over Razor Ramon, the May 17th, 1993 edition of Monday Night Raw. And that's the win that put him on the map, and the rest is history when it comes to Sean Waltman. Nathan Frazier stood in Axiom's corner. All Ego Ethan Page joined Vic Joseph and Booker T at the announce table, while Wes Lee and Javon Evans watched from the crowd. And then after the match, via FaceTime call, Ava confirmed Trick Williams versus Rich Holland is still on. Eddie Thorpe told Mr. Stone and Stevie Turner to give a message to Ava. He delivers with opportunities. I will give this in excess of 3.25 to 3.5 stars. Another one of the fights of the night for sure. And biggest win of Eddie Thorpe's career. Could it lead to an even bigger win Saturday night at Deadline? Maybe, but I don't know. So not much more to say on that. Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Eddie Thorpe, the final piece to the men's Iron Survivor puzzle.
Yeah, again, another name that we didn't think was going to be in it, but yeah, Thorpe with a big win for him. Yeah, and like you said, Fletch, I mean, now his status for Deadline is up in the air because, like you said, after the show went off the air, he got jumped, and you said, and correct me if I heard this correctly, you think it's a higher up that attacked him?
I think it was the Bloodline. And I'm not talking OTC Bloodline.
No, the new Bloodline.
I think they got the orders. I think it came from you-know-who.
From Solo.
No.
The final boss.
The final boss?
I think he called for the hit.
That's his daughter. I bet
he told Solo, send one of your boys to NXT, and guess who I think he brought? I think he brought the night. I think he brought the werewolf. I think he brought Fatu.
The question is, why would he send him after Eddie Thorpe?
Why?
Why, Bullock? You're Mr. NXT. You're supposed to be on top of everything. Don't you remember? Don't you remember what happened to Ava last week with that door incident?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I mean, wow. I mean, I'm sure when The Rock saw that, he was like,
"Yeah,
boys, get him."
Yup.
Because the last thing you want to do is have something happen to The Rock's daughter.
Yup.
And Eddie Thorpe, accident or not, you don't. The final boss doesn't give two rats ass.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I'm gonna be real honest with you, Eddie was not responsible for that. Eddie did not slam the door on her. That's the thing.
That was forced upon.
Huh?
That was forced upon by what happened backstage with, I think it was an announcement that Ava was making.
Because you remember all the stuff. So she was talking about the men's Iron Survivor. She was talking about the men's Battle Royale,
the last chance,
the last chance, and then the men's Battle Royale. And then remember, he tried to grab her arm to try to say, "Hey, I want to talk to you." And you saw it. She pulled away and said, "Don't touch me." And then the next thing you know, the door hit her. But the thing was, and this is now, if you watch the video as it happened, Eddie was nowhere close to her being hit. And then you remember Shawn Michaels pushed Eddie Thorpe. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You assaulted a WWE official. Get the hell out of here. And I'm like, Shawn, he was not responsible for that. You're going after the wrong guy. But guilty by association, because they all saw that he put his hand on her. You put two and two together, it gives that illusion that maybe he did do something, but he was innocent. But he wins Iron Survivor, and then now he gets jumped.
So I guess that means, Final Boss said, you ain't going to no NXT deadline, you jabroni.
Well, we don't know. But we don't even know if it was even him who called for the hit. That's the thing. There's people going out there that's saying that maybe it was Obafemi who called for it. But why would Obafemi call for a takeout of Eddie Thorpe? Why? That makes no sense. Unless he's looking to steal his spot in Iron Survivor.
That would be the only reason, but I think I have to agree with you on your take.
Yeah. So, I mean, this has bloodline written all over it, at least in my eyes. This has got bloodline written all over it. And I'm pretty sure, the call from The Rock went down to Solo. Solo tells Jacob, "Yo, why don't you go down to Orlando on Tuesday? We got some business that needs to be taken care of." And I'll bet you anything, I'll bet you that werewolf showed up and Eddie Thorpe got a surprise of his life when he sees Jacob Fatu, that unstable son of a you-know-what. But anyway, closing segment was the NXT Women's Summit. Roxanne Perez cutting a promo. All of the Iron Survivor women showing up. Big brawl ensues. But Red Sinclair got her hands on Roxanne Perez and was actually holding the NXT title at the end of the show. I know a lot of people are thinking, no way, no how, but, possession 9/10 of the law, and the lasting image was Red Sinclair standing over a broken Roxanne Perez with her NXT title in hand. Well, maybe that could be the future. You don't know, boys. I know that might be a little foreshadowing, but I thought it was a fine segment to close the show. Anthony Flyer, what says you, bro?
A brawl to end the night makes sense, especially making sure to highlight the women competing in the Iron Survivor Challenge. I'm sorry, MF, I'm not as high on this as you are. That said, this wasn't much of a segment. Roxanne Perez cut a fairly lackluster heel promo, and none of the other women had time to speak. Still, the hype remained strong, especially for the stacked women's field in the Iron Survivor Challenge. And that's all I can say on that. So not much to this segment for me at all. So I'm not as high on it as you are. I'm sorry. So Michael Bullock, yes, the segment wasn't all that great, but the hype still remains. The hype is still there because this women's Iron Survivor is stacked. I will give it that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be good, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm with Florio on this one. This segment didn't do anything for me. I mean, like you said, it was a lackluster promo by Roxanne Perez, and the women in the Iron Survivor Challenge didn't even have a chance to speak, so it's not like they had a chance to say something, but yeah, it just didn't happen. So I'm with Florio. It didn't do anything for me. So sorry. Overall thoughts, time, Fletch.
All right, Florio, you lead off.
I got to give this in excess of. All right, but before I give my rating, let me run it down. Let's break it down here. The three most important matches of the night delivered as expected. Two chaotic fatal four-ways showcased a variety of talented competitors. Two somewhat surprising competitors in Ren Sinclair and Eddie Thorpe qualified, though the latter getting laid out could change the direction for the Iron Survivor Challenge. The Battle Royal was surprisingly strong, especially in the home stretch, and sold a fresh tag team as potential title challengers. This show was especially valuable in selling the promise of Deadline. It is going to be a night of fast action and important results that could change the direction of NXT. Even the most traditional match of the night, Trick Williams versus Ridge Holland, got more depth with a potential injury angle for the champion. The lull in the middle of the night on top of a lackluster ending to the show could have let the night down, but everything mattered enough to sell the premium live event to come. I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10 for me. So 7 out of 10 for me, Mr. NXT, Michael Bullock. Your thoughts on your go home show before the big Deadline show? I gave it a 7. What says you?
Yeah, I'll give it about a 7 as well. I thought it was a good show, a good final NXT before Deadline. So yeah, you pretty much said everything. So Fletch, you get the final say on this, and then we get to the preview of Deadline.
Yes, I agree. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think they did a good job with it. Um, really, nothing more to add on that. So we're just gonna dive right on in. Yeah, the next thing that we do have, guys, is the big one. This is NXT Deadline. We're gonna cover that right now. 5 matches on the fight card, and you know what? We're gonna start it in reverse order. Obviously, the NXT Championship match will be last, and then we'll do the 2 Irish survivors before that. But first, we're gonna have is Underground. It's gonna be Lola Vice versus Jada Parker. All right, now this is gonna be tough because normally in this type of fight, you know it's under MMA rules. So how do you win it? By submission or by knockout. Either you tap out or you get knocked out in this fight. The match has gotten better through the since the underground concept has really been made. The matches have gotten better. They've been better fights. They've been better battles. I've enjoyed them. Uh, this time around, I think they might actually give this to Jada Parker. Now, I get it. If Lola wins, it's another feather in the cap. She'll get another big victory. But I feel like they're starting to give Jada the rub. And I feel like she needs this more than Lola does. So I'm going to go against the grain because I think a lot of people are picking Lola for this fight. I think Jada Parker is going to win. Now I get it because remember, the first time they fought, which was at the ECW arena, the 2300 Club, and Jada won that fight. Maybe Lola wins this one, and then they'll do maybe one more at New Year's Eve to blow it off. So, you know what? I talked myself out of it. I'll go with Lola Vice to get the even up, and then I think there's going to be one more fight down the line. Anthony Florio, it's yours. I was going to say Jada, but then I was like, wait a minute. Jada won it the first time. I think Lola gets the win back here. So it's yours.
Lola Vice and Jada Parker initially formed a loose alliance to fight Fatal Influence. However, things quickly turned sour as both women realized they just aren't built to play well with others. Vice and Parker had multiple brawls following the erosion of their partnership, culminating in a brutal hardcore match at the ECW arena, which Jada Parker won. However, Lola Vice was determined to get her revenge, screwing Parker over multiple times in order to get her to accept an NXT Underground match. And MF, it's hard to bet against Lola Vice in an underground environment, and I think this match should be even better than their hardcore match. So And you nailed it exactly. And you nailed it exactly as I was going to say it. Jada won that match. Lola will even it up here. And then they'll have a rubber match down the road. So from my standpoint, I 100% agree with you. You nailed it. So the winner of NXT Underground, it is going to be Lola Vice. So I got Lola Vice winning this match as well. So Michael Bullock, are we going to make it unanimous? Or are you going to go with Jada Parker here?
I'm making it unanimous. I'm going with Lola Vice to win this one as well. I mean, Jada already got the best of her the first time. I think Lola's going to even it up here. So Lola Vice wins NXT Underground. Let's move on, Fletch.
No Quarter Catch Crew versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. The NXT Tag Team Championships are on the line. Anthony, it's yours.
Nathan Frazier and Axiom have been on the verge of self-destructing time and time again, but always found a way at the last minute to pull things together. However, I believe this is going to be the end of their partnership. Nathan Frazier has been teasing what will be an entertaining heel turn for weeks now, and it will likely happen at Deadline. Will Frazier attempt to conserve energy for his Iron Survivor Challenge match later in the show? What type of mood will Frazier be in if he fails in the Iron Survivor Challenge and then the tag match happens after that? Frazier's lack of energy and focus will leave both him and Axiom exposed as Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne reap the benefits. William Regal to No Quarter Catch Crew to become legendary, and this tag title win could be the start of a good 2025 for the faction. I am calling for the upset here. I am fully confident this is going to happen. Winners and new NXT Tag Team Champions, Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights, the No Quarter Catch Crew, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. This is where the implosion is going to happen. And this is where the ice is this is where the ice is going to break here. And all that tension that has been building and building and building and building, this is where the ice breaks. New champions, new tag team champions, Tavion Heights, Miles Bourne, No Quarter Catch Crew. Michael Bullock, what says you?
I'm with you. I think Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne are going to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions, and like you said, I think this is where the implosion will finally happen for Nathan Frazier and Axiom, because you can see that tension's been building for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and I think this is where it'll finally implode. So winners and new tag team champions, Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne, No Quarter Catch Crew. Fletch, what's this you?
I agree. I think we're going to get new tag team champions. I think it's going to happen. History is going to be made. We're going to have new tag team champions. And I do believe that No Quarter Catch Crew is going to get the gold. I think it's going to happen. It's destiny now. You know, after everything that's been happening, the No Quarter Catch Crew, all of a sudden they've turned it around, and it's starting to come together. So this could be the start of something beautiful. We'll see. Nothing more to say. All right. Iron Survivor women's match. Sol Ruca, Stephanie Valcour, Zarya, Julia, and Ren Sinclair, Michael Bullock. Who wins it all?
Like you said, you got a lot of I think we can already say, Fletch, who we think is not going to win. It's Ren Sinclair. I think we can automatically cut her off. But then again, you could also say the same for Sol Ruca, even though I think she'll put up a really good fight. I think it's going to come down to that three-headed monster. Well, I don't think it's going to be Julia, because here's the thing, Fletch. She already had her chance at the women's championship.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your three I've already eliminated.
So now you're down to Zarya and Stephanie Valcour.
Yeah, it's going to be down to those two who I think is going to win. But with what we've seen, and remember, Fletch, who did Zarya pin in that big tag team match?
You mean Stephanie?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought it was Zarya who pinned Roxanne.
No, I think
No, it was he's referring to the last event.
Oh,
Halloween Havoc. That was Julia and Stephanie Vacour versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade, and Stephanie Vacour scored the winning fall.
and Stephanie Valcour pinned the champion. Yes,
But then when we're talking about that big what was that? I think it was 8-woman tag
10-woman tag.
or 10-woman tag.
Yeah, Zarya got the win on that one. Yes.
okay. Now
That's what I was referring to.
Okay, now wait a minute now.
But then again,
Because
you
now
also
they
make
both-
a valid point when it comes to the tag team match that we saw at Halloween Havoc. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm
so-
saying it's going to come down to either of those two.
Yep.
It's so tough for me. But I'm going to go with Zarya here. But I'm going to tell you this, Fletch. I am not comfortable with this because there's also a part of me that thinks Stephanie Vacour is going to win it.
Yeah.
So, but for now, I'm going with Zarya, but I am not at all confident with my choice.
I'm confident with my choice. Stephanie Vacour wins. I think she's due for the moment. She's meant for the moment. She was the one. Now, don't get me wrong. Zarya is definitely in the mix. She will be there at the end. She will be threatening for that opportunity. But I believe it's Stephanie Vacour. She's been the one ever since she walked into NXT that first time, and I've been like, you know what? This could be the one. She may be the one. After Julia lost, I was like, I think this is the one. So for me, I'm gonna go with Stephanie Valcourt. I'm gonna go with the Demon Princess. I think she is the one. I think she will be the one. The Spider Queen, the Spider Princess, the Demon Princess, whatever you want to call her, La Reina de Muerte, like she's been known in Mexico. Dude, I think it's her time. I think she's the one. I think she's going to be going after the women's title. I think she's going to be the one to upend Roxanne Perez. So nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, you got Zarya. Michael Bullock's going with Zarya. I'm going Stephanie Vacour. Do you have somebody different, or do you agree with one of us?
Let me explain first, and then I'll throw it down. The Women's Iron Survivor Challenge is one of the most anticipated matches left this year in WWE. The big three global stars, Julia, Stephanie Vacour, and Zarya, are the headliners, while Sol Ruca and Ren Sinclair round out the field. I believe Vacour is likely the one to dethrone NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez. If she starts the match early, she will be a huge favorite. Zarya does feel like the other potential winner. I will give Bullock that. And she may have a great shot if she enters the match before Vacour. Zarya's power will allow her to rack up quick pinfalls. She may build up a lead Vacour can't overcome. Julia is arguably the biggest star in the match, but it's unlikely she'll get another shot at Roxanne Perez before Vacour or Zarya can challenge for the title. Sol Ruca has a chance to shine after falling down the card a little bit the last few months. Ren Sinclair is a massive underdog, but she will make No Quarter Catch Crew proud as the faction continues building momentum into 2025. And Stephanie Vacour has almost separated herself from the field. So, Michael Bullock, I'm sorry. I gotta respectfully disagree with you. I got to agree with good old MF Michael Fletcher on this one. The winner of the Women's Iron Survivor match, Stephanie Vacour. And I'm going to make a bold prediction. When Stephanie Vacour gets her title shot against Roxanne Perez, she will be the next NXT Women's Champion. Book it. Move on.
That means he's predicting that she will win it at New Year's Evil. That will be in January.
Absolutely.
All right.
And you know what that means for me? Oh! Just lone wolfed it.
Yep, he sure did, my friend. All right. Next up, the men's Iron Survivor match. Wesley, Javon Evans, Nathan Frazier, All Ego Ethan Page, and if he does make it, we don't know just yet. Eddie Thorpe, Anthony Florio, you lead off on this one.
This match feels like the moment to solidify Wes Lee as a main event level heel in NXT. The only thing that may detail him is if a certain ruler is added to the match somehow. But Lee will continue to stack up accolades in search of winning the NXT championship. Nathan Frazier is a viable winner as well, but he doesn't necessarily have to win in order to complete his heel turn on Axiom. Javon Evans may be one of the most exciting wrestlers in WWE, but he will fall short while delivering a few highlights. Ethan Page seems poised for a main roster call-up instead of another NXT championship match. Eddie Thorpe is obviously a question mark given his injury status. If Eddie Thorpe is unable to compete, that may open the door for a surprise entrant. And if that's the case, I'm calling for Obafemi to be his replacement. That's just how I feel about it. But Wes Lee only needs to win the NXT championship to achieve immortality. For right now, I am going to go with Wes. For right now, I am going with Wes Lee to win this match. But, that little scenario that I just threw out there could happen. So, but right now I have to go with Wes Lee to win this match. So, and then he will challenge for the NXT championship at New Year's Eve. I don't know if he'll win it. He could, but I don't know. We'll see. But right now I got to go with Wes Lee to win. So Michael Bullock, I got Wes Lee winning. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wes Lee as well because I somehow believe he'll be the one that challenges next for the NXT championship. So I'm going to go with Wes Lee. What says you, Fletch?
I agree, Wes Lee. Do I believe now? Like you said, I do see Obafemi getting involved. I do see Obafemi, the ruler, coming in, trying to get another shot at to get a shot at this, to get involved. If he gets in there, oh yeah, no doubt in my mind, the belt's gonna go the wrong way. So we'll wait and see how it plays out. But I'm with you guys on this one. Yeah, I believe it's gonna be this could easily go the wrong way, and this could go. We'll see, but yep, there's nothing more to say. So, I think Wes Lee does win it, but if Obafemi gets in there, he's the new favorite and he's winning it. So, nothing more to add. One more match to go. NXT title on the line. Ridge Holland goes up against the reigning champion, Trick Williams. Michael Bullock, you lead off. It's yours.
Yeah, I think Ridge Holland is going to put up a really good fight, and I think somehow, some way, I think Trick Williams is going to. I mean, he's a fighting champion. He's going to defy the odds, and I think he'll somehow, some way, retain the title. So, winner and still NXT champion, Trick Williams, and all I can say is, whoop that Trick!
Yeet.
Well, hopefully he does, but we'll see. But I agree. I think Trick is going to successfully defend the title. It would be absolutely blasphemous if he loses if Trick loses the belt this quickly. Rich needs a little bit of some seasoning. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready just yet. But I would say it will be a heck of a matchup regardless. But yeah, I got Trick Williams winning the match, successfully defending the title. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
NXT has done a lot to build up Ridge Holland as a despised heel and serious title challenger. Holland has become the most hated man in NXT for destroying Andre Chase and forcing Chase U to disband. Holland also has a pinfall victory over Trick Williams during that special tag team match at the ECW arena. when Ridge Holland teamed with Ethan Page while Trick Williams teamed up with Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley. Despite all of Holland's momentum, he will fall short. Trick Williams just completed his long road back to the NXT Championship, and I could see him possibly being champion at least through WrestleMania weekend, unless he is needed on the main roster, since Raw and SmackDown will both be 3 hours starting next month. Trick Williams is still settling into his second reign as NXT champion, and it is hard to envision a title change here unless Trick Williams is getting called up to the main roster in January. So, but for right now, the winner and still the NXT champion, whoop that Trick. That's right. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. I like it. Trick Williams, still the NXT champion. Whoop that Trick. Yeet. So,
All right.
not much more to say. MF, we now move on to a very highly anticipated Thursday night football game, which, oh, by the way, on either side of the ledger, it's the game of the week.
Yes, it is. 11-1 versus 9-3 from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Down in the D, it is the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Amazon Prime Video, Al Michaels, Herbie Curb Street, Kaylee Hartung. The game starts at 8:15, and the Detroit Lions is right now a 3-point favorite with the over-under at 51.5 going into the game. And this is it. It doesn't get any big. This is one of the more highly anticipated Thursday night games we've had on this calendar. Because I don't think none of us thought this was going to be a good. Like, we knew it was going to be good. We did not know it was going to be this good. Green Bay 9-3, coming off a very comfortable victory on Thanksgiving Day against the Miami Dolphins, 30-17, and Detroit basically slipping out the back door of Ford Field because basically let's just say the Tryptophan hit the Chicago Bears and they fell sleepwalking at the end, losing the game ridiculously, as they would say last week. I had a whole spiel and a whole skit ready to go, but I'm not going to do it. But anyway, and yeah, so going into the game, I got to say Detroit. I mean, with everything on the line, with the whole 9 yards coming after this is going to be a wild game. But I kind of feel like Detroit's going to win this. I don't know why. I feel like the Detroit Lions will find a way to get the job done. And especially at home, give me Detroit to beat Green Bay. Close game. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
All right. You said the spread was 3.5, right?
Yes, 3 to 3.5. All
right. I on my spreadsheet I have 3.5. The over/under I also have it at 51.5 as well.
Yep. So that's accurate on both fronts.
Yes, it is. So Detroit opening up as a 3.5-point favorite. This is the second meeting between these NFC North Division rivals. They met early last month. They met a month ago on a cool, rainy day at Lambeau, where the Detroit Lions won that game by a score of 24-14, and they cut into Green Bay's sizable series lead in the regular season. With that Lion win, it's now Green Bay leading 104-77 with 7 ties. Both teams split on the road last year. Last year in Detroit, you remember, it was Thanksgiving last year, and the Green Bay Packers stole one at Ford Field last year, 29-22. Detroit's last home win over Green Bay was the year before, 2022, in an ugly game, 15-9, in favor of the Detroit Lions in 22. Before we get to the formal preview, though, of course, not everybody has Amazon Prime Video, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay, consider yourselves lucky because you have not one, but 2 affiliates you can actually watch this game on. It's usually one each, but Green Bay's got two of them. And they are as follows. The people of Green Bay can watch it on either your NBC affiliate, WGBA NBC 26 in Green Bay, or you can also watch it on the Fox affiliate, Milwaukee's Fox affiliate, WITI Fox Channel 6. Let's not forget, Green Bay and Milwaukee are pretty close. So for the people of Green Bay, you can watch it on your NBC affiliate. And for the people of Milwaukee, you can watch it on WITI Fox Channel 6. As for Detroit, you only have the one affiliate, and that's your Fox affiliate. That's WJBK Fox Channel 2 in Detroit for the good people of Detroit. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's dive on in to the game of the week. The Packers have not lost since their last meeting against the Lions, and Green Bay won at Ford Field on Thanksgiving Day last year. Does that matter here? Watch the rushing yards. Detroit is 6-0 when it rushes for 150 yards or more. And Green Bay held the Lions to 124 yards in the first meeting, but had too many drops and penalties at Lambeau Field in Week 9. They can't make as many mistakes on the road. The Packers should come in confident with the Josh Jacobs-led running game and Jordan Love playing better complementary offense for the active playmaking defense. Both Green Bay and Detroit should play rather clean games with the run setting up the pass. The Lions have the slight edge as the home dome team in another tight Thursday division affair. I agree, MF. I too am also going with the Detroit Lions to win this game. I believe it's going to be a close game. 27-24. Give me the Detroit Lions to defeat the Green Bay Packers. And I just need to check one quick thing. If that were to happen, I believe this would be the second time in the last 3 years that the Lions would sweep the Packers in the season series. Yeah, it was just 2 years ago, 2022. So a win here and they'll do that again. So I got to go with Detroit, 27-24. But would I be surprised if Green Bay stole it here? No, I wouldn't. They did last year on Thanksgiving. And, we'll have to wait and find out. But either way, this is going to be a fun game. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow night. Game of the week on either side of the ledger. This is the overall game of the week. And not much more to say. Give me Detroit, 27-24. Nothing more to say except take us home, Bullock.
Yeah, this should be a really good game. I mean, but like you said, you never know. Green Bay can somehow pull it off just like they did last year on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, who would have thunk that we would see that happen? But Detroit is just so on a mission, and they are the best team in the NFL right now as far as I'm concerned. And this team is on a mission to finish off what they couldn't finish last year, and that's not only get to a Super Bowl, but win it. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions as well. So with that being said, Fletch, let's wrap it up and set up the future content.
All right. So with that said, we will wrap it up. Tomorrow night is actually so it'll be College Football Thursday Championship Week. This is it. This is the final push before the big reveal on Sunday. Basically, it's all the college football championship games that we will be covering, and then we go from there. And then on I believe it's Saturday is what we said. Yeah,
Friday.
Friday. So Friday is NFL Friday. All the games in the NFL. Saturday is the return of the Cerebral Smack Talk, as I believe this is right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait to see how this plays out, because I think we might wait till because the NXT deadline is Saturday, right? Just want to make sure.
It's Saturday night and it starts at 7 p.m. on Peacock.
All right, so probably 10:30. We'll do Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll SmackDown Live, and we'll also recap the NXT deadline, and then we do it all over again on Monday with Ridiculously Raw. So that's it. That's the lineup. That's everything that we're gonna cover, and yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Like the video, leave a comment, share with all your friends on all the social media platforms around the world. Until then, for Michael Bullock, for Anthony Floyo, I'm Michael Fletcher, saying so long, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye-bye.